we'll watch the uh I don't even know what to describe Steve Bannon as. The bratwurst of political commentary. Is that right? In terms of foods, like he'd be a bratwurst, right? I think it's just maybe the skin. The skin is making me feel that. Okay, let's see what Steve Bannon has to say about the state. Let's see. This is Watch Live. Former Trump advisor Steve Bannon speaks at CPAC. We'll see what he has to say.
Likelihood is not going to endorse in this race. Why is that? Because the hard work of the grassroots community got in back of Ken Paxton. They dropped almost $100 million of negative ads on Ken Paxton. And right now in the latest poll, Ken Paxton is up by 8 points.
I think that's against Tallarico. He might be. I don't know. It'll be hard to win in Texas. I think Tallarico has a better chance than Jasmine Crockett, um, but you know, it is what it is. Isn't Ken Paxton? Doesn't he have a ton of controversy? Am I wrong about that? I thought he had a bunch of scandals, but I could be wrong about that. It's not like Republicans give a shit about scandals. They care about power. That's the only thing.
That's a victory for you. Ken Paxton's emblematic of the grassroots and the MAGA movement throughout the nation. It's more than just an attorney general, more than just an individual. It was about the establishment causing a mess in the state of Texas, refusing to deal with it. And when Paxton came out and ran for the Senate, he didn't have to be defeated. He had to be destroyed. Just like they tried to destroy Donald Trump. And you had his back. And that's why Paxton is grinding this out to victory. I also believe there needs to be a major investigation of the Cornyn political operation, how they raised this money, who put the money in, and how the money was spent to destroy Ken Paxton. It's not acceptable. The grassroots are winning all over the place. Look in the state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia. They're trying to shift the House to be 10-1. The Republican establishment there absolutely epically failed, and then Youngkin walked away after a horrible putting forward a campaign this last election cycle. The grassroots under Jeff Ryer, a grassroots chairman of the GOP in Virginia and the Commonwealth, have got thousands of grassroots volunteers, people just like yourself, going door to door right now. And Spanberger's landslide on April 21st looks like she could be defeated. So her entire plan to flip the House and impeach Trump and become Newsom's vice president is being thwarted right now by grassroots people.
Testing. Okay, that was really weird. I don't know if you guys, I don't think anything came through from what I saw on the channel, but my audio, or like, I just heard like this super loud buzzing in my ear or whatever, so I'm gonna charge my thing just to make sure, but I thought it was, it came through right as he was talking about, that stuff, but let's see.
Is being thwarted right now by grassroots people. In a courtroom in Georgia right now, they've got the toughest, most expensive lawyers from the left, Norm Eisen and Abby Lowell, in a 5-hour evidentiary hearing. What? To get the evidence back, to get the ballots back. Why? The 2020...
They're still pretending, man. They're still living in pretend world about 2020 election. Like, okay, first of all, like, who cares at this point, man? You guys won. You got your 2024 Donald Trump. Like, who gives a shit about the 2020 elections at this point? Biden barely did anything. He was a corpse. He was dead the entire presidency. The main accomplishment of his presidency was killing more Palestinians than any previous presidency. He got the record. Congratulations. Like, uh, Who cares? Who cares about 2020 at this point? Chill the fuck out. Calm down. I know why they care. They care because they want to do it again but bigger, and so they have to keep manufacturing that pretend reality in order to justify their future violence. But I'm just saying, it is like, seriously, move on, dude. You look like whiny little brats.
Election was stolen from Donald Trump, and they know it.
Sure, dude.
You think they have them down there and just like in this room, grassroots people fought for 6 years. They threatened them with prison. They threatened them with bankruptcy. They threatened them to lose their jobs, lose their families, all of it. And those heroes stood in the breach. And now we have the evidence. We have the evidence that the Republican establishment did not want you to see, that the 2020 election was stolen from Trump.
Totally. I'm sure. I'm sure there's so much evidence. I'm sure. Again, I say, who cares? It was 2020. What are you gonna do? Throw Biden in jail? He's already dead. Like, come on.
Everywhere you look around, the Republican establishment creates a mess that you have to go in and clean up. Amen, brother. Too good for him. Victory begets victory. The victory of Paxton will drive us forward. A victory in Virginia will drive us forward.
Why does he care so much about Paxton? I don't understand this. Is Paxton supposed to be some like small time like dude? I thought he was like an establishment guy. Am I wrong on that? I thought he was like a big money like establishment politician. Like he's been in politics since 2008. I really don't understand.
A victory in Georgia will drive us forward to ultimate victory. Don't listen. I don't want to hear talk about the midterm. I don't want to hear talk about 2028. There are decades in which nothing happens, and there are weeks in which decades happen. We're in those weeks, one after the other, after the other, after the other.
Dude, they don't understand what that means. Sorry, okay, this is just a little frustrating for me because that quote does not apply to American electoral politics. Like, what, like the world, it's about the world, like the world changing, right? It is like, I don't know. They seem to think that the people are going to remember some like local election in Georgia or whatever for all of history. It's like, no, this stuff is minute. The things that change the world are things like October 7th, right? Like and the following, collapse of the international liberal order, right? Like that will go down in history as like the weeks when everything happened, right? Like the change in the Democratic Party to just being openly pro genocide, and then I guess maybe not change, but like the becoming just like blatantly and vocally pro genocide or whatever. As the entire system that the United States created post World War II is just thrown away. It's just tossed in the dustbin. And then the rise of Donald Trump that came from that exact moment. Like, I think that that's usually what they're talking about when they say there are decades when nothing happens and then weeks when decades happen.
Hold her to the wheel, and we are going to win. We're going to hold the House and hold the Senate and have President Trump come back to mass deportations, right? Mass deportations. To unchain Bobby Kennedy, who you're going to hear tomorrow. We have the right policies. We just need the resolve to see it through, finish what we started.
So you clearly don't have the right policies because everybody fucking hates them. The entire populace is like just despises you people, like despises you and your policies, Steve Bannon. You can just go look at the polling, or you can go look at Minneapolis, where you tried the brutalist version of your ICE thugs rampaging through American cities and occupying them, right? You can like go and look at how people responded to that, and you can see that people don't fucking like it. So if you're going to try that again, I got news for you. People are still not gonna fucking like it, and ICE is gonna get pushed out of every fucking city they try that shit in. Uh, by the people. Like, the more brutal, he wants them to become more brutal here. He wants ICE to become more brutal and start brutalizing people harder. Um, the more brutal you become, the more resistance you will get. And ICE couldn't even handle like a tiny amount of resistance that happened in Minnesota. Imagine when they start getting people going out there and fucking like lynching them and killing them, you know? Like then what do you think they're gonna fucking do? Of course they're gonna turn tail and run. So like I don't know. They seem to think that there's like that they can actually succeed in controlling all like the entire populace to bend to the will of like this segment of the population that represents like 20 to 25% or whatever. And that's just not how that's not the nature of the human condition. It's not going to work. Doesn't mean they won't try.
Over a year ago, when Matt and Mercy decided that D.C. wasn't the right place for CPAC, they picked Texas. How providential was that? Given what happened on Proposition 10, given this long shot bet of Ken Paxton right here, right now. And you know why? The state of Texas is the jewel in the crown of the union. What?
Maybe it's okay. I think that the reason that they care so much about Ken Paxton is because I guess he did the whole challenging the 2020 election results thing. Yeah, so I guess he's quote unquote not establishment for that reason, but I just thought he really, to me, he's such a long standing name in American politics that I kind of assumed that he was not necessarily as aligned with like the MAGA bases other people, but who knows? Who knows?
But where Texas goes, so goes the nation, and where the nation goes, so goes the world.
Okay.
Now there have been people here that I had.
If by the nation you mean China, where China goes, so goes the world. That's what I would
guys
say.
Like Josh Hammer. Have him on the show a lot. Love his book. A good man and a smart man. But came up yesterday in attacking MTG and Matt Gaetz and Megyn Kelly. And Tucker. What's important is not Candace and Tucker and Megyn Kelly or Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro. What is important is you. You need to come to your own conclusion.
You need to
weigh and measure the evidence, to think about the direction of this republic, to think what America First actually stands for, to think through who are our real allies and who are out for themselves. And most importantly, you need to think about a country that...
Sorry, I thought I heard something.
And most importantly, you need to think...
Am I crazy? Was there a fart right there? Guys. Listen very closely. I'm going to turn this way up for a second. Listen closely and tell me, was there a fart?
And who are out for themselves. And most importantly, you need to think...
Right there.
About a country.
Did you hear that? He farted, did he not? Guys, I didn't think I actually heard it. I was worried about going back because I thought maybe I just like hallucinated that, or maybe my cat farted or something. Okay, 1 second. Here we go, everybody. I do this for you. This is the news that you care about. This is the news that you deserve. So let's all go back together and listen to this.
Through who are our real allies and who are out for themselves. And most importantly, you need to think.
Right there. There's definitely a fart there, people. Clip it. Somebody clip it.
About a country that puts American citizens first, that American citizens have priority over everything.
Okay.
People are sitting there going, oh, this person didn't come, this person didn't come. Yes, there are many great people that couldn't make it. Either they didn't want to come or they're tied up running wars and looking after the country. It doesn't matter. You came. This is the power of this movement. The only way we're going to win in November is to go back what got us through in 24, what got us through in 20, what got us through in 16. Grassroots effort going door to door to get low propensity, lower information voters, Trump supporters to the
Look, I don't know much about the ground game of these goons. To be honest, I don't know if they are actually like good at getting people motivated enough to come out and do like canvassing like I do. I go out and do canvassing for politicians that I like or whatever. Um, However, I just have such a hard time imagining it, man. That that like HVAC business owners or like small business tyrants like would take even a split second out of their day to go out and canvass for these politicians. I would assume that if they have any canvassers, they are paid because there is a trillion-dollar industry behind the conservative movement that props it up and astroturfs it. So uh, that's kind of like my assumption. I don't think there is such thing as a like grassroots conservative like movement. It is all funded by billions upon billions of dollars of propaganda and stuff. So but maybe there are some like young gung ho people who believe in the cause and are willing to go spend some of their actual time like free time to go do this stuff. But it's also like anathema to the like idea of conservatism, like because the entire thing is about like right wing ideology is that it is all individual. Everything is individual, and you should only do the things that benefit yourself, not the collective, right? Um, so going out and canvassing, taking time out of your day to go out and try to do something for a cause that is bigger than yourself or whatever is just like vehemently like opposite of that ideology that I just don't really see it happening, at least not in large numbers.
to the polls. And if we do that, the Sunland Uplands is in front of us. If we don't, if we just have these quarrels and this bickering and this fighting and lose the fact of what happened in Texas in January and February, if we lose what's happening in the Commonwealth of Virginia now, if we lose the fact of 6 years of struggle in Georgia, we now have the evidence of the 2020 stolen election. If you lose what's important,
Who
then we're going to lose
cares?
the country.
Jesus Christ.
Fight on.
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I do not give a shit about your delusional fantasies about 2020 at this point. It is irrelevant. I know the only reason you're doing this is to try to uh, plant the seeds for having, some sort of like coup or whatever in the near term future. Um, I get that, but it all comes off as so whiny, dude. They're little bitches. They cannot like just move the fuck on. Move the fuck on. Like Biden didn't really do shit his entire presidency. I mean, yeah, I guess there was like okay, some good labor executive orders or whatever, right? But he really accomplished almost nothing except, like I said, melting as many brown people in Palestine as he possibly could during that time period. So, like, I just don't understand why there's, like, why they're still so butthurt about it, man. Okay.